Hi everyone, my name is Kylie and I was accepted early decision to Brown University, and today I want to talk about why I chose Brown without even visiting. So I'm from Maui, Hawaii, so I live very far away from Brown, which is located in Providence, Rhode Island, which is on the East Coast. So that means I'm gonna have to travel across the ocean to around California and then across the country again to get to Brown. And I was a little scared of going far away, but I decided that it's worth it because Brown is my dream school and I'm committed. Why did I choose Brown so early too? Why did I decide to do early decision? A big part of it was the open curriculum, which means that you have a lot of freedom with your course choices, so there's no general education requirements. Most schools require you to take a certain math, social science, history, language. But with Brown, you can focus more on your interests and you also have the freedom to explore, which I really love because I love trying different things and I also love diving deep into philosophy and language, and I always wanted more room in my schedule during high school to do more of that. So the open curriculum was really important to me. That's something very unique that I haven't heard of many other schools doing, and that is what Brown is known for. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're applying to college, I would definitely look into it more. That's something that Brown prides itself in, and I wrote about it in my application about how I wanted to integrate my different interests, because really just having the freedom to do something, I think it allows you to not only dive deeper, but to take something you wouldn't consider taking before. Secondly, I want to talk about the location because I was a little scared to commit early through early decision because it is so far away. I honestly did not expect myself to go so far. I was thinking maybe California, but really when I dived deep more into what Brown was about, I found myself realizing that this was such a great fit for me. So no matter where it was, I knew that I would be happy if I was able to go. So it's gonna be very cold, which I'm not used to. It snows a lot in Providence during the winter, and living in Maui, it doesn't get colder than about 60 degrees, I think, and that is considered very cold for me, which I know some people laugh at. It is funny, but I'm definitely trying to prepare now to get some winter coats so that I can be warm. But I think that's a big lesson I learned, is don't let the location and weather scare you, because if it's the right school for you, it would just really suck if you missed out because you were afraid of going to a different place. I want to talk about not being able to visit because, again, it was just way too far away for me to make time in my schedule and pay for the flights to go all the way to Providence, especially when I didn't know if I was going to get in. It was scary to apply early, but after all the research, I was really sure. I didn't care. It could be in a different country. I knew that Brown was for me, and that's how a dream school should feel. It should feel like you're just in love with it, and that no matter what other school that you got into, this is the school that you would have chosen, and that's how I felt about Brown. So a lot of people ask me if I visit or if I'm gonna visit before I go to move in, but I'm not. They have Admitted Students Day this month, and I really wish I could go, but again, it's just way too far away. And something that helped me is looking at videos of the campus and also like researching the Providence area. I really like it because Providence is a city, so it's a little bit different than what I'm used to. I'm used to a more rural area, but I definitely knew that I wanted to try something different with more people and stores and shops. But it also has that small town charming feeling. Somebody who grew up there talked about how it had like kind of a storybook charming aesthetic. So I really liked that. Personally, I was a little scared of going to a bigger city that is but Brown, I like how the surrounding area feels very safe, that I would feel comfortable walking around by myself. Even at night sometimes, it's probably not good to walk at night, but I feel like I would be safer in the Providence area than I was at some of the other schools I was looking at. If you grew up in a big city, this might not be a big consideration for you because you're used to it, but again, growing up in a very small island, small town, I was definitely anxious to go somewhere that was very out of my comfort zone. I mean, Providence is out of my comfort zone, but at least I feel more safe there, and I've heard from a lot of friends. That's another thing that I want to talk about, is talking to people who went there or going there. That definitely helped me with my choice because I have a very close family friend who is an alumni from Brown, and she just absolutely loved it. She talked about how it transformed her life. She even went to the same high school as me, and we had pretty similar experiences, and I just love her and trust her, and I think she's just this most amazing, bright, shining light of a person. So I just totally trust everything good she said, and it made me really excited about the Brown experience. She told me about all these like obscure classes that she took, which also just made me really excited because I just love how unconventional and different Brown is, because I like when learning is taken from a different perspective, or it combines unexpected things. Or she was talking about how she went to the zoo for a class, or started looking at tombstones for a history class and learned about history from literally the tombstones like around the school and the city, and I just thought that was absolutely amazing. I also talked to a friend who currently goes to Brown and is also from Maui, and it really helped because it helped reassure me that the community is what I imagined it would be, because hearing a real life perspective is very different than looking online, because you have all these assumptions about how the people are going to be, but you really don't know until you get there. So that's why at first I was more focused on like the academics and the location, because I feel like when you're trying to find the community that suits you, research definitely helps, but more in-person experiences, real life experiences is how you're really gonna know. Like, I have these preconceptions in my head of what the people at Brown are gonna be like, but I'm not gonna really know until I get there. I think what I liked is that Brown puts an emphasis on collaboration and just working with people. It's a challenging school, but the competition doesn't feel so intense and cutthroat. It doesn't feel like you're trying to put each other down. And that's something that I really enjoy, because I have high achieving tendencies and I can get competitive at times, but I don't like when that goes to an extreme. I really enjoy when we are able to work with people so that we can achieve our best work and bring out the best in each other. So talking to my friend that currently goes there really helped. He also reassured me that the area was nice, the people are great, and just all these things that I wouldn't have known from just looking at the website. So if you can ask somebody who goes to a school that you're looking to, that's great. I know it's hard to find people sometimes, but also looking online, watching vlogs, that's something that helped me, because it just helped give me a glimpse into the real life of being there. Because I think another problem I had during the application process was just I had an idea of a school, but it wasn't accurate because I hadn't been to any of these schools, and I hadn't talked to a lot of people who've been to the schools that I was considering applying to. And until like I really looked at somebody's vlog or just like the academic programs on the website in detail, looking at the professors, I didn't know what to expect. If I could go back, I would have changed my research method a little bit. The point is that it's good to get real life experiences, whether it's from online or talking to a person that went to the school you're interested in. This was definitely a difficult process for me. I did not know right away that I wanted to go to Brown. Honestly, I had many other dream schools in mind, but about 2 months before the deadline for early decision, I realized that Brown was my best match and it became my dream school. I honestly tried not to get attached to too many schools because I was planning on applying to a lot and just seeing what happens. But applying early really helped to minimize a lot of my anxiety, because I just wanted to know sooner, and it was really hard for me to wait and just making that decision early, even before you knew you got into somewhere, by choosing early decision, choosing your top choice and going through the scenarios really helped. It really helped me, and I really suggest, if you can apply early, do that. I think general advice I'd give is just focus on what feels right to you. Everyone else will have their own opinions, and not every school is going to be right for you. Not every school is supposed to be appealing to everybody. It's about, in the end, what's in your heart, what's in your mind, what resonates with you. There's so many thousands of schools for that reason, so that you can find the right one. And it also doesn't have to be the most competitive one, the most selective. I promise you, there are so many schools that I learned about through this process that I didn't know about before, that I would have loved to go to. And you can have a dream school, and that's great, but I know that I would have done well at so many different schools, even though Brown was my number one. So really having faith in yourself that you're gonna be fine no matter where you go helped me to get through this process. And for people going through the application process, I wish you the best. It's stressful. Please don't be too hard on yourself. I definitely stress myself out way too much. And I hope to make more videos about Brown in the future and see how my expectations compare to the reality of actually going to Brown. I hope to share that experience with you guys. So please let me know in the comments if there's anything specific about the application process or about Brown that you'd like to know about. I'm really glad that I just decided to film this video, because I've been putting it off because I just wanted it to be perfect, and there's so many points that I wanted to talk about. I thought that I would need a script, but I decided that I was just going to be spontaneous and talk about it, because I think that really comes off as authentic. Plus, I didn't have a lot of time to film this, so I just wanted to get it all out there, and I hope to make more videos in the future with a combination of planned and spontaneous. I like to have a balance in life, and that's something that keeps coming back to me. Thank you again for watching. I wish you the best on whatever journey you are on, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye!